Jerry, I have to ask you about the cheerleader controversy in the ESPN article. I know there's not a lot you can say because of the non-disclosure agreement, but why did you choose to settle?
Well, first of all, the cheerleaders are an iconic, a vital part of what our organization is, the Dallas Cowboys. And so we took these allegations very seriously. We immediately began a look-see, an investigation into the situation. I can assure you that had we found that it need be, there would have been firings or there would have been suspicion. As it turns out, in the best interest of our cheerleaders, in the best interest of the organization, in the best interest of our fans, what we decided to do was show the cheerleaders how seriously we took these allegations. And we wanted them to know that we were real serious, and so the settlement was the way to go.
That's Jerry Jones speaking to NBC DFW on Friday night. I'm sorry, I'm not buying it. I know how corporate America works. I've handled cases. I practiced law for nearly 2 decades. You don't give away $2.4 million for something that didn't happen. You don't do an internal investigation that comes to the conclusion that there was no wrongdoing. But you know what? Even though they're making allegations that can't be substantiated, may be fabricated, let's just go ahead and give them $2.4 million. Let's just do it because we respect them. Even though they're making allegations that we concluded didn't happen and may have been exaggerated, embellished, or fabricated, we're still going to give them $2.4 million. That makes no sense. That doesn't happen in a sane, rational world. It does not occur. And it screams out that they did find something that justified the payment. They don't make the payment unless there's a reason to make the payment. And you don't regard, we just wanted to be nice to our employees as a reason to make that kind of payment.
No, agreed, Mike. I mean, it's just, under the old adage of where there's smoke, there's fire. There's obviously something there. You're right. These are guys, these are owners that we talk about all the time. Oligarchs that, we won't spend money on, putting a chip in the ball, doing anything the proper inflation of the football, Sky Judge, whatever. They're worried about that. But now we're going to give up $2.4 million for something that never really happened and everything was great. Of course that doesn't make sense. Come on. I mean, we know that. And again, I don't know where it stops. This is part of the NFL oligarchy for sure. What bothers me as an ex-player more than anything is just the fact that, as a player, when you get involved in these things, of course the NFL is deeply involved in your life right away. They're all over everything. And they might wait a little bit to gather some information, but then they want to get involved in your life and get facts of the case. And then here it just seems like at times with the owners, when it comes to them, it's just like, we believe you. So you didn't do anything bad? Okay, fine. We won't even look into it. We believe you. And that's where I hate it. I mean, again, it's the leadership effort of the NFL gets away with things that the players don't get away with. And it just shouldn't happen that way. The leadership should be held to the same standard.
I have 3 important points I want to make, and we're running late on time. We have more things we need to do, but let me just say this, and I'll start with the personal conduct policy. There's an obligation to report anything that may constitute a violation of the personal conduct policy, and this behavior, alleged to be committed by former team PR executive Rich Dalrymple, it falls obviously within the personal conduct policy. There's an obligation to report. I've asked the NFL 3 times in the last week, did the Cowboys report? And they have never responded. Usually by the 3rd time, they just say we declined comment. This time, 3 different emails, no response to the first one, no response to the second one, no response to the third one. Conclude what you will from that. Then there's a commitment to the personal conduct policy that they will investigate. But what have we heard from the NFL? They're not investigating. Just a few weeks after Roger Goodell said, as to the Washington Commanders, a team can't investigate itself. They don't want to investigate it. They don't want to go down the rabbit hole. They don't want to find out, for example, was Rich Dalrymple acting alone, or was he recording videos of cheerleaders changing clothes in their locker room at someone else's behest? They don't want to find that out. They want it to go away. They got enough pots boiling right now. They don't want to mess with this one. And so far, Chris, inexplicably, it's working because they're getting very little pressure or scrutiny from the outside. They're getting some in Dallas. They're getting some in Dallas. But I'm surprised nationally this isn't a bigger deal, and I'm surprised there aren't more people banging on the door of the league office to answer our questions. Did they report this under the personal conduct policy? Did you investigate it at the time? This was 7 years ago. Why wasn't this investigated? Why wasn't it disclosed? Why aren't you disciplining the Cowboys for failing to disclose it? Why aren't you investigating it now to find out exactly what happened? And meanwhile, they've got this non-disclosure agreement. You saw the question that was posed to Jerry Jones with the, well, I know you can't say much, but you can if you want to. You can waive the NDA if you want to. And by the way, if you look at what he said, it probably did violate the NDA. He probably did say more than he's allowed to say in the explanation that he gave. But if he wanted the truth to come out, if he wanted everybody to know exactly what happened, all he's got to do is waive the NDAs to everyone. And the people would be allowed to talk about what they experienced, what they witnessed, and what they believe happened to them. And just like with Washington, they're hiding something here. But unlike Washington, they're not getting the kind of pressure in this case that they are in the other case to come clean with what occurred.
Yeah, you're right. They're not. I mean, the Washington, I think, there's so many issues and so many things that people have stayed on it again. But, yeah, the Cowboys, for whatever reason, Jerry Jones, I mean, we know – he's a power player in the NFL, certainly. I mean, he's definitely one of the top 2 or 3 owners in the league as far as power is concerned. And, to your point, Mike, I don't think they want to know. I think right now the NFL is still in the corner, a little wobbly and got their guard up because they've taken some blows here over the last month and a half. So they'd like to just not do anything with this and hope it just goes away. And they're going to hope Jerry and the Jones family can fight their fight in Dallas and that the national media won't jump on and something else will happen that we all jump on and just forget about it. That's what they're hoping, but that's just what it feels like right now. The NFL is just like, damn, we've had too many things go on. We don't want to deal with this right now.
And it's the Cowboys, for crying out loud. It's the Dallas freaking Cowboys. Where is the media? Where are the people who should be banging the door down? And I don't know when we're going to hear from the commissioner next, probably late March. But how in the world has this managed to go so underreported and under-scrutinized over the course of the last 2 weeks? I don't know. Hopefully it will be. Hopefully we'll get to the bottom of it because there are questions that need to be answered.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.